backwards loop increases. So knitting up to the marker, moving the marker, using the needle to create a loop and pinching it against your finger, putting the needle through and pulling the loop. I'll do that one again just to make it clear. So knitting up, using the needle to form a loop, pinching the loop against your finger, needle goes through and the loop gets tight. Knitting on to the, making sure the next stitch is pulled tight, knitting on to the next increase, which is a reverse of that increase, so that they show up as paired increases. So just before the marker. Now the last increase was formed that way around. I want a backwards one, so I'm twisting the loop underneath and putting the needle through, pulling it tight. Move the marker and knit on past, and I'll just show you those two increases. There's a row of increases here and a row of increases here, and when you knit them up it's just a new stitch being introduced. Knitting up the backwards loop increase. It's quite straightforward. Knitting up to where the increases, and this time I have a marker, so I know that the increase is the first loop after the marker. There's my backwards loop increase. Just knitting as if it was a stitch. I do make sure I pull it fairly firm. Knitting up to the next backwards loop increase stitch. Because it's a reverse loop, instead of knitting into the stitch, side of the stitch facing me, I knit into the stitch the side of the stitch facing away from me. So that's on the far side of the needle. Some people call it the back of the stitch. Right into the back. And again, just making sure that that one and the next couple of stitches are fairly firm. And then I'll show you how they look. So that's my two rows of increases, down here and down here. And you can see it's just introducing a new stitch. It's fairly invisible. You can see where they are, but they're not breaking out of pattern or anything.